This is problem 1B on page 85. We're talking about shifts and movements along the supply curve. So I'm again going to start in the familiar way, which is to start with the supply and demand model, where I have quantity supplied on the x-axis and price that corresponds to that supply on the y-axis. I'm going to draw my supply curve, which is upward sloping from left to right, which reflects the assumption that producers and suppliers are profit maximizers. As price increases, the quantity supplied by suppliers increases. They're going to chase high prices and put more product out on the market when prices for that product are high. 1B says, many strawberry farmers open temporary roadside stands during harvest season, even though prices are usually low at that time. So we don't have to really worry about why they open up temporary roadside stands. Maybe their stuff is going to go bad, their vegetables are going to go bad, and so they're going to open up a roadside stand regardless of what prices are, because they have to get rid of this stuff and it's worth nothing if they don't sell it. So anything they sell represents a profit. What we care about is whether their opening of the roadside stand or their increase of supply to the market is the result of any change in price. And it is not. It is the result of some other factor for why they decide to open up a roadside stand during harvest season. Because the change is not the result of a change in price, this represents a shift of our supply curve. So let's say that the price, say, of their vegetables is here, which corresponds to this usual quantity in non-harvest season, that they decide at these prices I'm going to sell my squash for this much. During harvest season, however, what this problem is telling us is that they actually, regardless of the price, even if it's low, they will sell more. This represents a shift of our supply curve to this new supply curve. And the quantity sold here, I should have extended this x-axis here, but just pretend that doesn't exist. This new quantity supplied is here. And so this represents more quantity supplied, even though prices have not changed. One way to see this is that even if, say, prices drop, so even if prices go down here, if you come across to this new supply curve, you can see that they're still supplying an amount that's greater than the initial quantity that they supplied. So this is an increase in quantity supplied, and I don't mean to draw that arrow in the wrong direction and confuse you, but what I'm just trying to say, and let me just put this in a different color, is that part of this problem says that during harvest season the prices are low. So you can come back over here and say, okay, come over to the y-axis and say, okay, well, during harvest season the prices decrease. Well, this here, this second supply curve, is our new supply curve. And so even when prices decrease and we come across and say, okay, well, how much are they supplying during harvest time at this price? Well, that's this dot right here. And if we come across and think about quantity here, it's right here. And this quantity is still more than the original quantity that they were selling at a higher price during non-harvest season. And so that's how we kind of demonstrate what's going on in this problem. And so because this is a shift, we will answer this is a shift in supply. In the next video, I'll move on to 1C.